Merry Christmas, Transformer fans. For this Christmas, we are doing a special First Responders Day, as we are looking at Medix and First Responder Vehicle Transformers with the combiner, the Protectibots. So, as you can tell, we got Long Haul, we got Streetwise, we got Grooves, Hot Shot, Blades, and we got Streetwise, and we got this guy. Hang on one second. First Aid. We got Medix, Red Alert, Ratchet, and the Decepticon Knockout. Yes, there's one Decepticon because Knockout is the Decepticon medic. Even Megatron needs a medic to repair his Decepticons when they foul up and mess up. But being that it's Christmas, we are going to skip our shoutouts of the week, and we are actually going to start with the Decepticon medic today in Knockout. Whoa, my thing ain't gonna fall. No, actually, instead starting with medic, the Decepticon medic, we're gonna form Defensor, and we are going to start with Hot Shot, the fire engine. Woo, woo, woo. And as you can tell, he is a hook and ladder fire truck, which does roll, and he's got his little guns right there, which also becomes the guns for Defensor. As I'm grabbing the feet and the hands of Defensor, but so let's go ahead and get him in his robot mode, and we start with these pieces. Well, with my dang tripod won't fall on me, keep falling on me. So I swear this tripod could be irritating from time to time. So like I said, we're gonna start with his feet, which you want to lift these up like I said, if my tripod won't keep falling, lift these up like this, accordion them in, and you got his feet, separate his legs, which you then want to pull them down, and you got his legs. Then you want to then do the switch, spin them around on their little thigh cuts, and boom. And then you want to come up to the upper body of Hot Shot, and you can just separate his arms like this, and then they just ratchet on down and form his shoulders, and then can then spin it around and bring his other hand down. Then you come up here to this chest plate, lift that out, and then you got his Hot Shot head, which can rotate the full 360. His arms can come out like this. He can also rotate on a ratchet all the way around, bend at the elbows, and then bring his arm out like this, so you can show that his legs can do a split. He can kick forward. Of course, his legs on a ratchet, and they can kick back. They can also bend at the knee. So let's go ahead and start turning him into his Defensor mode, which you want to actually turn these pieces out like at the thighs like this, and then you want to eventually Take these parts out. Tuck his head back in. And bring this out like that. And then you pretty much got him in his Defensor mode. So we'll put him off to the side. And then we will now look at an arm piece in blades. You take the gun off here at the bottom. And get him in his robot mode. You want to lift that part up, the blades parts up. And then you want to split him at his nose cone. And then you can set these up. Set his toes up. And then you got a blade, you got a connector port on each side of the legs that you can put his nose cone up on. And then you could just untab his legs and split them apart. And then you can unhook the legs and then accordion them up so you can close them. And then bring them down, close it. Untap his arms from the pieces.
What was that? Oh no, something doesn't feel right.
Making sure I got him all screws in and hooked up properly. And then you want to take the back tail fin and bring it down here like this. And then you got him in his robot mode. And then to turn him into arm mode, you just want to tilt his head back the way you got his connector port out. Tab his arms back into little shot connector ports. And then you just go ahead and reconnect his legs. And you got him in arm mode. And then you just take the hand attachment, and just plug it in like the clay plugins, and you got his hand on. Bring back the bring back Hot Shot and just connect them, and you got the arm of Defensor, and you can plug his gun right there, which make a perfect fit, and put him back off to the side. Or before I do that, you could also put the gun in the hand joint and load him up with one hand, with one gun in one hand. And then we will bring in the other arm and Groove, which is a police motorcycle, which, you know, his legs he can roll. And to get him in his robot mode is you untap the arms from the sides, lift them up at the shoulder, rotate him at the bicep. Second first, same as the first. Rotate it all the way back around. take the little front tires, slide that back, and then his legs, you just split him at the tire, rotate the tires back to the side, and then you just do like this with the legs, accordion back up, peg them in, separate them, and boom, you got Groove in his robot mode. Which he does have the same articulation, with his head can rotate the full 360. Arms got the same range of motion. Sit there on a ball joint. Legs can kick to the side, forward, backwards, bend at the knee. All that good, all that goody, good. And then to turn him into his arm mode is you reconnect him at the legs. Let me fix his legs and hook it back up. And you just want to go ahead and squeeze them together. Drop his arms down. You want to drop his arms down like you're putting him back in motorcycle mode. Bend his, take the back tire back some more to bend his head to the back. And then you got arm mode, and then put the other hand into the plug. And you could put Hotspot's other laser right there like that, or you could combine the two lasers to make one big laser. But I like to do the two so he could be double fisted with his guns. And like you did with Blade, you just connect it. And voila.
Stop. I'm coming with you.
And then we can move on to the legs of Defensor, which we will start with start with this one, which is, once again, gotta look at my sheet, first aid, which is an ambulance or emergency vehicle. And then to transform him into his robot mode is you take the headpiece back, and then you want to unhook the legs like this and accordion them down. You know, like you do with the rest of them. And go ahead and make sure his head is aligned right. Bring his shoulders up. And boom. You got first aid in robot mode. And of course, it's the same articulation with all these guys. All the Protectibots. So, and to get him in his leg mode, you want to connect the legs back together. Bring these shoulders back down. And then you could also want to, if you want, bring his legs up. Accordion his legs back up. Let me get this over here to have it closer. And you basically want this guy in his back into his vehicle mode, so you can have him in his get him in his leg mode. I mean, one thing about these combiners is you can mix and match the limbs, which is pretty slick.
We're taking her immediately. We're not going home. What? He's not going back to prison. He should go. All the more reason for you to leave. This is over.
Farley's dead, Charles. And we can't even bury him.
We can avenge him. What, please? They're just kids. No, they were kids. Joe has his army. We need ours. We're at the train. All of us. Yes? Yeah. But we can't stay here.
Some of these joints could get the accordion joints could get stiff
Got nowhere to go.
and hard to plug in and do the clays plug in and plug it in.
The law applies to human beings. The same laws don't apply to mutants. They're too dangerous. Times like this, security is more important than liberty. There's a war coming, John. Yes.
Like I said, you definitely want to get him to where he's pretty much in his vehicle mode. Then you take this part, bend it back, and then take his head all the way back to where you get the connector port all the way up, and have him look like this. And then you just plug the foot in. And then you got the foot mode. And then you just connect that to Defensor.
Have sent their warheads to Cuba. We have a week before the ship hits the coast. Our fleet can be on this line when the Russian missile ship arrives. If that ship crosses the line,
And I'll just put them, connect them in, and then
war against the United States,
set them back to the side so that way,
we will have no choice.
number one, it'll save time because I'm doing 10 Transformer figures in this video. So we can now move on to Streetwise, which is a cop car. And then his robot mode is quite simple.
Honestly, Charles, I don't know how to survive.
To get in, you lift that hood back and reveal his head. Bring the legs down so you can reconnect them. Second first, same as the first, as per order of the day, and get them to connect. And then bring his arms out on the sides to make it look like this. And of course, I'm not going to go through all the articulations. And then, last but not least, you flip out the hands and bring him out. And then to get him in leg mode is the same thing as first aid. Flipping the hands again. And drop them down, drop the shoulders down, like you're getting him into cop car mode.
Sure. Sure.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't see anybody for you. You're my friend.
Oh, come on. You know I can deflect it. You're always telling me I should push myself.
But you know you can deflect it, and you're not challenging yourself.
And then you want to
Whatever happened to the man who was
lift up the chest plate like so you can bring out the
something that big?
connector port.
The end is not enough. He's got the job done all the time. Then he got me killed all this time.
And
Something a little more challenging. The stepfather took the possibility of nuclear war quite seriously this way.
you have him all frozen and hooked up.
Found here. Thought we could use it as a
Plug in the foot.
You don't think I'm going to go to the wars? No. He had this place built to withstand a nuclear bomb. I think he can handle the others. You know, when I do this, bad things can happen. But you can't control it. Yes, control you. That's why we're here, Alex. That's why we're training. You're doing is incredible. You're really good for saying
Where he looks like this. This is kind of loose, so you're gonna have him looking like this. And then you take him and connect him to Defensor. And you got Defensor all built. And then I'm also going to place his weapons on here from the other mini robots. Put his weapons on. So I'm going to slide this back so you guys can look at the G.I. Joe ladies. And gear him up.
Remember, scream as hard as you can. You need the sound waves to be supersonic. Actually, at the right angle, and they should carry it. They should carry it.
So he's kind of going to have himself all weaponized.
If you want to beat me this time, you have to set these straight. Ready, Mark? Set. Go.
So thus you have your Defensor built.
Congratulations, my friend. Robert Louis Stevenson would have been proud. Impressive, eh? He's like those, all he needs is a red nose. Right, Bozo?
And of course, Blaze wants to have his connector spot all unsquozen and unhooked. So let me fix that up before we do a general overview of Defensor.
And you're only half paying attention to whatever else you do. Just pointing out something that could save your life. You want society to accept you. You don't even accept yourself.
So of course I have to take blades off.
Sexy. This is just a prototype, the real one.
Sorry about this, y'all. So
Sensors measure your energy output as power. Focuses it and the excess is absorbed. Alright, try hitting the one in the middle, just the one in the middle, right?
Blaze wants to
Your cells age at half the rate.
do his full Patsy Cline impression on me and go to pieces.
Cellular structure I've ever seen. You truly believe I'll fly this time? Unreservedly. I trust you. I don't trust you. Say nothing. I want to die.
But that's okay. We can fix him. We're gonna do our best Bob the Builder impression, and we can fix him.
You know you were thinking the same. Wonderful work, Nick. Thank you very much. All right, Alex, I want you to hit the X. You're serious? I'm very serious. I complete investigation, Nick. Nice job. See that? That's how it makes sense.
Of course, here we go. Get him where he's standing very properly. And of course, I am not going to be showing the articulation on this guy, because he's just so connected so poorly. But it's like okay for a knockoff version of the Protectibots. But that's what Defensor would look like. You know, so we will put Defensor to the side. And we will move on to the Decepticon Medic in Knockout with his little spear weapon, which is pretty slick looking spear. Kind of like a roller staff. And he does roll. And to do his transformation, it's like so. You can start over here at the legs. Well, or you can start, well, we'll start here at the legs. At least try to. Actually, we might as well just start up here. If I can get it. Bring his, well, we are going to have to start at the legs. And then do that. And then we just accordion them up. Turn the wheels over. And you pull the foot out. Or we just keep the wheels like that, but they can move, but I'll keep them like that so it's easier to display. Then you got his feet done. And then you can untab the doors off of his arms so you can slide them around. Bring his little handsies out of the forearm. And then turn him at the bicep. So that eliminates one form of articulation, because we know he has a bicep swivel. And then sometimes you may need a little assistance to get the arm pieces out. And then we want to get this little piece out so we can make room for his robot head. Bring him down. Bring his arms down. And then you want to take his back.
The world is primed for war, and there's no one to stop me.
And then you got him in his robot mode. And of course, articulation-wise, his head can rotate all the way around. His arm can do the full 360.
I isolated the right marker in your DNA sample. The serum looks like an antibiotic, attacking the cells that cause our physical mutation. It won't affect our abilities, just our appearance.
And then you can get this piece to really stay like it is, but you really want it to stay like it is. But then, of course, his legs can kick out to the side, forward, backward, bend at the knee. Of course, his toes can move to do the transformation.
I don't. You're beautiful, Hank. Everything you are, you're perfect. Look at all of us.
And you just put his little staffy thing in his hand.
We are different. But we shouldn't be trying to fit into society. Society is just
Ugh.
Mutant and proud.
And then we got him in his robot mode. And all geared up. Which this is a top tier Decepticon for being based off of the Prime series. So that makes him all pretty cool. And we'll put him off to the side. And we will now look at the Studio Series Bumblebee, the ugly version of Ratchet, which is the same as Ironhide that we looked at a few weeks back. You know, so to transform him, you take these little sides out. Open up these little side panels, which you can see robot head. Undo his arm. And then you untap this front piece. Bring his legs down, brings out his little footsies. Legs down. Bring out the footsie. Spin this around so we can bring this up. Bring these little tabs out. Spin his head around. And then you take his little back sections here. Or one of these ways you gotta get it the way you can get that piece like that. Or actually turn his head back around this way. Spin his legs around this way. And then you just fold these panels in, connect them, bring his hands out, put his gun in his hand, and you got another version of Ratchet that I think is atrocious. You know, and I know quite a few other reviewers have said the same thing, because it's kind of a cheesy mode, but you know, it's still Ratchet, so if you don't have a Ratchet, this will make a good one. You know, so we'll put Ratchet off to the side. And we'll take a look at Medix. Take his little weapons off. And then, for him, lift up his little flaps. And then you can undo his legs, ratchet them out, bring these little folds back up, and then you can bring his arms back out to the side. And I also forgot to take the little grill off the front. And then you bring this piece down. And then what I usually do to display them is I put the grill back on. And then what you could do is you could put this piece back onto the thing like this, onto the firelight with the siren lights, and then you could just put his other two red guns in his hand. So he does have weapon storage, you know, and then plug that back up and plug it in. And you got Medix in his robot mode. Well, he looks like a nice little Autobot. And then our main event of the day on this Transformers episode is Red Alert. And then you just take his antennas off. And if y'all remember Autobot last night, or last month, this is the same exact mode as Sideswipe. So it's the same exact transformation. Where you can open up split the legs. Zoom hit the back, which you can start the motion of the transforming the legs. And of course, like I said, in some pieces you may need assistance to get certain pieces out that you need to have out. So it's always good to have a little thin piece for you to do that. Bring out his feces. And once again, I need to get the little assistant tool out. And boom, rotate the waist, and he's ready there. And then just bring the arms out, flip the hand up out of there. Bring this out, flip the hand out, and then what you want to do there is take this little piece up, revealing the head, and then you can
I'm here.
and then presto, you got him in his robot mode. And then hook the located to the shoulder. It's got two little ports. You could plug it in right here on this side like I did, or plug it in over here. And then you got put his blister in his hand. And he's ready to bloom, bloom, plow, plow. And he's ready to go in robot mode. So let's bring our guys back in. Medix, ugly ass Ratchet, Knockout,
Of course I can. I designed it.
and our big boy, Defensor. So, thus we will conclude our Christmas Transformers episode and our 10-figure look at of the rescue first responders and medics. You guys deserve the best. Shout out to all the medics all over the country, all over the world for everything you guys do. Merry Christmas to you. You know, here at Cobra Island, we love you and respect you. And I hope we all Transformer fans have a Merry Christmas and get ready for New Year's. And we got one more Transformer to look at, and we will be looking at a combiner again in the Combaticons and Bruticus. So see you in the next one.